How's it going? So I got the project going on here. I got a single bolt holding the front to where the mount is. I just went ahead and looped it. And I'm dropping the K-member. Right now, I have that and that holding the engine. And for the transmission, I have a jack just chilling there. Once that K-member drops, I'm gonna support the tranny some other way and pull out the K-member all together with the power steering. It's right there. It got a lot messier than I wanted it to. Power steering is unbolted from the knuckle over there, but also the lines were unbolted here and undone with the hose here. So as of right now, the transmission is just falling with the K-member. And my assistant left me, but everything else should be coming together. This way I didn't have to undo the tie rods. It's all gonna come out in one piece. So that's the progress I have going on right now. I feel like somebody already messed with this. That's not the right bolt size, and a lot of stuff has been loose. Got missing stuff, but overall it's coming out pretty smooth, smoother than I expected, but not as much as I would hope for. Alrighty, so unfortunately I couldn't take a video of me jacking down this bad boy right here. My brother was helping me today, and he doesn't like to be filmed, or he doesn't like to be filmed around him, so to respect that, he's older than me, he's a generation older than me, so I kind of left it alone. Kind of sucks, but it was kind of nice to have the help. For the K-member, what's holding it down, it's actually not a whole lot. You do have the 4 bolts on each corner. These front ones are 18 millimeter. The back ones are 21. I've used a 22 because I couldn't find my 21. That could be a no-no, but it worked. I'd rather use the 6 point than the 12.21. But that's just my personal preference. And of course you have to disconnect the whole strut assembly there, take out the axles, disconnect your sensor there, and undo the wiring harnesses here. The one that goes into the, there's another one that comes here, you can see the hole there, comes to the O2 sensor, and you just have to worry about the sensor one here. When you take this off, this comes off with a 11 millimeter. Then of course you got your support brackets, and all of this, taking all of this off is pretty easy. It's just making sure that the engine supported properly, because once you drop this, that's it. There's nothing holding the engine except that, excuse me, front mount. For the rack and pinion, I took off the clamp hoses here, and this one's actually the high pressure side, and I ended up using a 16 millimeter wrench. I kind of did that on a prayer because, hey, I couldn't find I used an open wrench. I couldn't find a flare wrench that was 16 inches or 16 millimeter, and even the 16 millimeter was kind of wiggly on it. But once that's all set, this comes down. It did come at an angle because the car's at an angle, and the mistake I made was support the transmission with a jack right in the middle. If I would have put it up in the front or the back, that would have helped out. I would have been able to, once the K-member was down, I would have been able to push it all the way back, use the transmission to jack it up a little bit, and then pull the tower, jack stand, pull the K-member, put the jack stand back on, and then drop it. That would have been a lot easier, but unfortunately I put it in the middle to support it, and I didn't really have a whole lot of wiggle room. I had to use a bottle jack. and a lot of cussing. But other than that, that's where we stand right now with this. Right now, I only have to take off the starter. I did take off the catalytic converter already. Those bolts were super loose. A lot of the stuff here has been loose, so it kind of scares me that I don't think somebody's tried to replace the transmission already. Could have, but it does scare me because there's a lot of weird things that are going on right there. Actually, one of them is the headlights are staying on for whatever reason, and the door isn't locking even after I lock it, which was working fine before, but it's not now. I haven't really messed with anything electrical on that, but we'll see what happens um, as we progress. So hopefully I will catch some more good images. I do have the transmission ready to go. That comes with a 6-month warranty, as long as I'm not using it to drag race. Once I do have it up there, I'm thinking of selling the car. That transmission is going to set me back about, $650-ish. So that's not terrible. That brings the total cost as of right now to 3,600, 36 and a half. Plus the programming. I do have a guy that I used a while back. Hopefully he's still doing it. Unfortunately, last time I was doing that freelancing for that Honda, and that guy had a job, and I kind of said, hey, you want to come and do a job? And the guy was like, oh, I already have my guy. The mechanic at the shop said, I already have my guy. He had told me he didn't have anybody, and then he tells me that he already had a guy coming, and I had to cancel on him, and I kind of felt bad, and I didn't really talk to him ever since. But hopefully he's still down to program that. If not, I'll find someone else. Otherwise, I will rip out the other computer and put it on this one. I know that the pressure switches on the other one are already good to go, but I don't know how good the computer is at this time. I feel like it should be okay, but if I don't have to open that one, I won't. I'll avoid all that. So here we have it. I will have a video on the car itself. It's night out, so I really can't see anything without the light, but I'll kind of show you the rig I have for it so that the engine won't just drop.